Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is, I don't even know the name of my channel. I don't know. I very impulsively decided I need a new channel for this because I'm not about to just post about stuff that doesn't relate to the history of my previous channel. I have a perfume channel. How many times did I say channel? I do have ADHD, the rumors are true, and reading is my current hyperfixation. I've been hyperfixated on reading before. Pre-smartphone era, I was an avid reader. I was reading the Twilight series when it dropped when I was 12. I read Harry Potter, and I'm still basic to this day. Some things never change. So I want to talk about some of the books that I read in January, and I want to show you all my Kindle. Isn't it so cute? I'm sorry, it's so cute. Again, with the basicness, like, is that even a word? And this is supposed to be a booktube channel about reading. So I am an Aries. Rumors are true. Adds to TBR, okay, we have the stars, we have the ghost reading the book. I don't understand the significance of it, but it's pink and I like it. This case is from Amazon. And then I have Cozy. Yes, I am a Beehive member, and if you're not, we might not get along. I have the Queen of Hearts here and some cherry blossoms. So that is my Kindle. I got all the stickers from Redbubble. You know, there's multiple artists on there, so I might have to link it down below. And I do have the ads. I was very against it. I was like, ew, I hate the ads. But now I'm just like, honestly, it's kind of a scam that I would pay more just to remove the ads. But I know I could reach out to customer service and get them to do it for free. But like something in me is just morally against it. I don't know, but I might. I mean, I honestly might, because it really is, you know, such a shock when I see some sort of like shirtless guy on my cover and I'm like, hello, because sometimes I'm opening my Kindle up in public. But okay, let's go over here. Should I make this a Kindle review? I guess I should while we're already here. I mean, you guys need a Kindle. I was the first person like, ew, I'm not getting a Kindle. First of all, I didn't really like the black and white stuff. Like, oh, I can't see the color in the covers. That's so horrible. Why is it so horrible? You're not looking at the cover while you're reading. So it's really just for the purposes of your bookshelf, videos, and if I do really want the physical copy of a book, I'll buy it. But yeah, and I was never a hardcover girly, always a paperback girly, but paperbacks are still annoying, let's be real. Like, even though you can break the spine, that's another thing, then the spine looks super ugly, in my opinion, because I was always like bending that crap, because you have to. You have to if you want to read in certain positions. And then I never wanted to get a light near my bed or like turn on the light. Like I like being able to read in the dark, which I am able to do with the Kindle. I'm able to adjust, and I have the paperwhite, so I'm able to bump up the warmth, which I do all the time on my phone. So I love that. It's really good for my eyes. I have horrible eyes and eyesight. So that's another thing. You can adjust the font size. You can adjust the font, like the brightness, the warmth. Like you cannot do that with a book. You get the book, and it is what it is. Like whatever font it is, whatever size it is, you're screwed. I also love just the technology behind it. Like you can see how many minutes are left in your chapter, and it kind of calculates it individually based on how fast you actually read. Like how many times do you press to turn the page? And I don't know if it's accurate actually. I've never actually done the math. I'm assuming it's accurate, but I love that. And maybe it's a good or a bad thing, because sometimes I'm like 20 minutes left in the chapter. No. But honestly, you can't fool me. Like, even if it didn't say 20 minutes left in the chapter, I don't think that would, it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't encourage me or discourage me from continuing to read. If I'm bored, then you might lose me. You know what I mean? Like, regardless if it said 5 minutes left or 20 minutes left. However, if I'm bored and it says 5 minutes left, if it says 10 minutes left, I'm like, oh yeah, like, I'll do it. You know? It's just so helpful. Like, it just is. Like, if you have something else to do with your life besides just reading, it's like, yeah, I want to know, should I shower right now or should I finish this chapter? Because I don't like to stop mid-chapter, you know? Even though you can easily with this, you can stop anywhere and then just pick back up where you were. I personally don't like to. So I like being able to see how many minutes are left in the chapter. I like to see how many minutes are left in the book. Because if you're nearing the end, should I stay up till 3 a.m. and finish it or should I not? That's a frequent question I ask myself. What else? The page number, obviously, because sometimes I do like to flip through. I don't always want to know how many minutes are left in the chapter, so it gives you that flexibility. You could just have nothing down there. What is the other thing it shows? Hold on, let me actually click it right now. Oh yeah, it shows the percentage of the way you are through the book. The battery life on this is insane. Everybody mentions that, but it's truly amazing. Like you could take this, okay, I don't want to say a week-long trip, but you could take this on a weekend road trip and not have to bring your charger at all. Like you'll come back and it'll be probably like 60%. It's crazy, which I like. And honestly, that's a major issue with electronics, and it's probably because it's black and white and literally is just words. Like it's not like there's much going on here. Although you can use Wi-Fi and stuff when you look for books and stuff like that, and it connects to Goodreads. I will say the syncing is not perfect. Like I think you have to manually sync. No, you don't have to manually sync when I want to go into Goodreads or something like that. I think it'll automatically refresh, but when I go into my Goodreads on my phone, it doesn't always update with where I'm at in the book. Does that make sense? Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I want to, because I will mark it as currently reading. When you start a new book, you can mark it as currently reading in Goodreads, and it'll show up in Goodreads, but I will read 20% of the book, and it doesn't automatically update my Goodreads app that I'm 20% of the way in, which maybe does not matter to people, but it matters to me. So, yeah, but like I said, the Goodreads populates automatically, I think, when you click onto it, and I could see all the books that I have in my want to read and go from there. The books are cheaper when you get the Kindle version because obviously it's not a physical book. That's another thing. This is so skinny and tiny and nice to hold in your hand, and books are not, especially if you like hardcovers. Then you have to take 5 different hardcovers with you, because I don't know about y'all. I don't know though. I think I do like to finish a book before I start another one. I'm realizing that. Although if you check my Goodreads, I am reading 4 books right now, but I'm only reading 1 technically. But I do sometimes get that way. I do sometimes, you know, like I did with Heir of Fire. I haven't picked that up in like over a week because I'm not feeling it right now. I can't explain it. So I put that down. Let's say I wanted to go on a week trip. I don't want to bring all 5 of my books because I don't know what kind of mood I'm going to be in. I don't want to lug all that around. So all I have to do is bring this. Like I said, the books are cheaper on here. If you're worried about like overconsumption, like first of all, the books are more expensive, but then having to get more bookshelf space. And if y'all have hyperfixations or special interests, or you're just a spender, you have a lot of interests, you know, it's like one part of your obsession is buying all the things that you want, but then the second part is buying all the organization, all the different, I don't even know what you call it, like storage places to put all your crap. Like now you gotta find a way to organize it. Like that's literally what happened with my nail polish phase that I'm still currently in. I literally have 3 of these right now because I keep buying more and more. So anyway, I don't have to deal with that with my Kindle because it's all in here. And I do think that the storage is pretty generous. I don't know how much 8 gigs is. Somebody mentioned it once. Isn't it like over 1,000 books? I could be totally wrong. I'm just giving bad information with this review, but I know that it's pretty substantial. If you're like a crazy reader, you read tons and tons and tons of books, you might want to get a bigger storage amount. But I heard that 8 is good for like the average person. And I do have a full-time job, so I can't really read as much, as crazily as I would want to. What else? Did I cover everything? I think I did. I love it. Oh, it's a little bit, it has a slow response time. Also, I don't even know what this suggestion is. They're suggesting me children's books recently. I'm like, what did I do wrong? But anyway, oh, also I love this case because when I flip it open, did you see that? It automatically like opened it. Whereas if I didn't have this case, I would have to press the button down here to allow me to swipe, because it's not just gonna, it's not like an iPhone. The newest iPhone. Anyway, so it is, let me show you this. So I click up here. Okay, that was pretty fast. Okay, never mind. What about, oh, okay. If I go like this, did you notice that delay? So there is a slight delay. It's not as fast as an iPhone touchscreen where like you click something and it's done. So I will say you have to kind of be a little patient. There's a little lag with that. So I think you can even review from here. and there's tons of samples, obviously. Oh, there's Kindle Unlimited, which I don't think I've actually read a Kindle Unlimited. Well, I started Serpents of the Wings of Night or something. So there's actually a lot of good, subjective, but a lot of good books on Kindle Unlimited, like tons and tons. And so I think I got a 3-month free trial. I think that's the case with anybody who gets a new Kindle. It's some sort of free trial, and then what is it, like $10 a month or something. I honestly don't think I will keep the membership going once the trial expires, just because I kind of want to read what I want to read. I don't want to like seek out Kindle Unlimited books. No offense, it's just like I want to find books that I want to read based on the synopses, based on like what I hear, reviews, what I'm intrigued in. And if it so happens to be a Kindle Unlimited book, then great. But you know what I mean? If I was paying for it, then maybe I'd be more so like, okay, I need to find the Kindle Unlimited book so I get my money's worth. But I personally just don't want to do that right now. Maybe later, because I have so many books in my TBR that are not on Kindle Unlimited, unfortunately. So I think I covered everything about the Kindle. So, oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the books I read this month. So let's get into that. So I think I read Throne of Glass this month. I read Throne of Glass, Queen of Shadows, and half of Heir of Fire. Please do not spoil me in the comments. I doubt anyone's literally even gonna comment on this video, but I really liked Throne of Glass. I thought Celaena was such a likable character. She's so strong and smart and a badass, and I love her. And I love Kale. But that's precisely, well, I guess I'm about to spoil y'all. So stop here if you don't want to hear any spoilers, because I kind of feel like I have to talk about the plot and specifics in order to talk about how I feel about the books. So please stop watching if you don't want to get spoiled on Throne of Glass. And then I'm going to talk about ACOTAR, but I'm only 2 books in, so please don't spoil me about that. And then I'm going to talk about this Jennifer L. Armentrout book that I started. And then maybe, and then I'm going to talk about Belladonna. Okay, so Throne of Glass. I'm sorry, y'all. I read this one Goodreads review. I wish I could find it right now, but I don't want to look for it right now. But there were a few people commenting about how betrayed they felt by Sarah J. Maas, in that they felt like Kale, how do you say his name? Kale was perfect for Celaena. It was like their favorite ship. In my opinion, there is no one better for her than Kale. Like, you're not gonna sell me on Rowan. I really don't think, I don't think so. And I love a dominant man, you know, I love, like, whatever. I'm cool with that. I don't hate him. And I hope, when I go back to it finally, I hope that I will grow to love him. And I have seen a couple people say online, like, keep reading, trust me, Kale is amazing, but like, he finds his person. And so I guess I kind of semi-spoiled myself. Like, I know that there's someone coming for him that's supposedly perfect, and, you know, Celaena and Rowan are truly meant to be, but it's just, I can't cope. Like, that's just not a reality I want to live in. And I think my issue is, if I get invested in a ship, it is very hard for me to detach, mostly because, right, like, he hasn't done anything horrible. So I think that's a lot of people's issue, right? When you break up with somebody, or when a couple breaks up, it's like, but why? Like, you know, and there's no like bad reason. There's, you know, nobody feels satisfied. Like, that's not a good reason. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, right? Sometimes that is just not your person. Maybe they're better off as friends. I'm only halfway through Heir of Fire, but I can't, like, the way he cared for her so deeply and just like knew things about her, and I just feel like Rowan could never. I just feel that way. I just feel that him like getting her cake, and him, you know, K-wording that guy for her at the tournament, or, you know, y'all know, like, first book stuff, while Dorian did nothing. And I know Dorian is very limited. I actually really love Dorian, but that's kind of one of those examples of, I can accept that they didn't work out, because honestly I never really saw it for them. They were cute, I liked the tension, but I never saw it for them. I really like him and Sorsha. I like what's developing there. It's so cute, I could die, except for when he said that she wasn't quite as pretty as Celaena, right? He said that, right? I didn't just imagine that. I just didn't like that. That's like something I will never forget about. Sorry, I thought my boyfriend was home. I was like, Hello. I understand Dorian is so restricted and he has such a hard predicament, and that's what Nehemia and him talked about, right? And that's something I love too. I love their bond. Oh my god, I'm so sad about Nehemia. But you know, when she could relate to him, like nobody understands the pressure that they have on themselves as princes and princesses. And it kind of made me think of like Prince Harry. And I was just thinking though, like Prince Harry left all he knew behind for Meghan Markle. And I don't care what y'all think about Meghan and Harry. I really don't, truly don't. I love them down. And the fact that he stood on business and puts his wife first, like that's exactly kind of what I would want from Dorian. And that's why I feel like maybe he didn't even love her enough, or he's just still in that phase of like struggling and it's hard. And that's why I said I really liked what Nehemia said about it's challenging. But then she kind of you know, got into him though, right? Because she's like, I understand it's hard, nobody else can relate to us, but like this pressure, this responsibility we have, but you need to do the right thing. And I guess it's easy for her to say because she isn't in like his shoes in this instance, but then it's like, okay, that's what I actually love about Throne of Glass, reading it right now and all the things going on right now, and how I really do feel like it's paralleling King, what is his name? King of Adalyn. I don't even know his real name. It's giving Putin, it's giving Netanyahu, like seriously, not even trying to be funny, but like it's reminding me of that, of just the ruthless need to conquer land. And once they acquire one piece of land, they're not going to stop. You think it's going to stop after Ukraine, after Palestine? Not to get controversial, but yeah, let's go there. These opinions are my own, okay? But that kind of hit harder for me. That's why I love that I'm reading it now with a fully formed brain at almost 26 years old, and just actually understanding what's going on in the world, seeing that parallel to Throne of Glass and thinking, yeah, like this is messed up, and this is the kind of stuff that I would be judging Dorian for too. Anyway, so I'm like all over the place, but I think Selena and Kale are everything to me. It's possible everything he did for her was love for her, and maybe it doesn't even need to be romantic, but I do think he was in love with her. I do think that they had such good chemistry. I will never get over it. Like, so y'all, please tell me. I mean, I already saw some things on Reddit. Like I said, he will find his person. Her and Rowan are meant to be, but like I said, I'm not seeing it for Rowan. Can I bring something up real quick? He punched her in the face. What she said was messed up, but like, I really don't care though. I don't care. I'm like really, truly, I'm sorry if this is sexist. I'm sorry if some of y'all have a problem with this, but I really am of the belief that men should never, ever, ever hit women. That's not even a controversial statement, but I do think like no matter what came out of her mouth, unless it was literally like a slur, maybe, but I still feel like men, I'm sorry, that's just something that the power imbalance, I don't care. I don't care. I just think that men have that responsibility to walk away, to use their words against women. Is it unfair? I guess so. If she puts her hands on you first, I could come around to that. I could understand that. But for him to throw the first punch, that was like such a jump from rationality. That was just, it just showed me like he's quick to anger, and again, like dominant, aggressive, like enemies to lovers. I don't like enemies to lovers like that. I don't want y'all to have been like hardcore bullying each other, assaulting each other. No, ma'am. No. So I think that's part of why I cannot come around to Rowan. Like and I was actually telling my friend about this is so funny. I was telling my friend about it. She isn't reading the books, but I was like, girl, I know this guy is supposed to be the guy, but I'm not gonna see past this. Like truly. Like we want to talk about Colleen Hoover. I don't even feel like Colleen glamorized abuse and This Ends With Us. I don't know about her other books. I heard that some of those are worse, but in It Ends With Us, I think that she did a good job talking about how unacceptable it was while showing the cycle of abuse, which a lot of women do this. They do, after they get abused, take the man back, romanticize the man. But I think she did a good job in making it clear that it was not okay in that book. I did not love the book. I think it's so overhyped. I don't want to get into it. I read that like a year or so ago, but back to what I was saying about Rowan, I do think if that's kind of glossed over, he just apologizes for it. And like, and she even kind of rationalized it. Selena kind of rationalized it in the book, kind of. She was kind of like, he could have hit me harder. Like, I knew he was capable of like, I don't know, like blowing her head off. Not literally that, but like she knew he was capable of hitting me harder, but he didn't use his full force or whatever. Like, okay, and like, I don't care. I don't care if he, and that's what, okay, I know I just said this stuff about how I have like a hard line about men shouldn't hit women, but even if he slapped her or like, I don't know, slap is like the only thing I can think of that would be acceptable. Just a slap. Like, I don't know, like, you know, sometimes your mom slaps you and it's like, you really cross the line, but she doesn't normally do that. It's not abuse. You shouldn't it is abuse. It is like a physical assault, but like maybe if it happened once and never ever happened again, and it was just me trying to rationalize physical assault, but you know, a slap, I don't know. And then maybe like instant regret, like, and he never does something like that, but he just completely lost it. Like he was possessed. Like, I don't know, just like something. Like I just would have loved if it was something other than a punch to the face. Like, are you crazy? I can't see how I could ever forgive him for that. I don't care if he didn't use his full force. So somebody please tell me, like, was he possessed? Like, no, I know he wasn't. I know he just got so mad, and then I think he needs to grovel. I think he needs to apologize. And he still hasn't done it. Like, at the point I'm reading, like, again, I think he punched her, like, in the beginning of the book, maybe. And I'm, like, halfway through the book, and he still hasn't, like, brought it up or, like, apologized. Or is he just going to apologize once he falls in love with her? Because that's unacceptable, too. Like, or once he realizes, are they mates? I think they're mates, girl. Like, you need to apologize now. Like, even if you don't even become friends, even if y'all aren't lovers, you should feel so bad for what you did. But I guess he still hates her or is like reluctant towards her in this moment, which I still don't, it's still not rationalized for me. It's still not. Because he thinks what? That she left her kingdom behind to rot and go up in flames. Like, I understand the anger at that, but I'm sorry, it is a double standard, right? Like, it is like that. If it was a man, sure, like, beat him up, like, you're so angry. And it is, for what he thought about her, thinking that she abandoned her kingdom, that's messed up. Like, but degrade her, like, talk crap to her face. Like, why would you put your hands on a woman? That's why I'm saying there is a double standard. And not me forgetting if she's a fae or not. Like, I'm like confusing my books now, because Feyre started off as human, so I can't remember if Selena was always, oh my god, y'all, I can't remember. But I don't know, I think he's bigger than her, and that's described and that's made clear. So that's another thing that doesn't sit right with me. Okay, anyway, so that's what I had to say. That's why I had to put a pause on Heir of Fire, and I don't know if I can do it. And it makes me want Chaol more, because I'm like, Chaol would never. And another thing about it is, I know he was so mad because of the assumptions about her, but why are you assuming? Didn't you know she was a child anyway? Like, so yeah, she's coming back. Like, instead of just jumping to these conclusions and just jumping down her throat and assaulting her, like, could you at least have gotten to know her? And I can't. Okay, I don't even know if I have time to talk about ACOTAR, but I loved the first book. The only thing is, Cindy talked about this in her video, the riddle. That is the most cliche, stupid answer to the riddle. Like, literally, and Cindy talked about this in her video, it could have been anything but love. It could have been your mama. Like, something different than that cliche answer. And it was so cringe. Like, at the last moment when she's literally dead or like about to die, she thinks love. Like, girl, that should have been your first guess. It's very dumb to me. And also Amarantha would, I feel like with the way they kind of made her character, she would never be so dumb. She would never come up with something so simple to defeat her. So that pissed me off so bad. I had to knock it to 4 stars. I did really like the book though, y'all. Like honestly, besides that, I liked it. What can I say? Well, the first few chapters, like first 10 chapters maybe, I was just like drudging along. I was like, I don't know if this is for me. You have to get past it. You have to get past it and you will understand. Loved Tamlin in the first book. And then, yeah, here's the thing. Tamlin entering his villain era in the sophomore book makes sense to me. It's not like Chaol, where I feel like that's what the Goodreads reviewer said, that you betrayed us, Sarah J. Maas. You did. Like, you made Chaol the perfect man. And then a lot of people were saying Sarah has an obsession with Rowan. Like, she wants to get with Rowan. She loves him. She always talks about him. And it's like, I understand that as an author, because I used to write, y'all. I used to write, I'm not calling myself an author like Sarah J. Maas, but just, I don't know, if you write a book, can you say author? I don't know. So I understand that, like, the book is for you too. Make the hottest character you want, make him the love interest. Okay, I get that, but I told you how I feel about Rowan, so I'm not even gonna get into it. It's just so weird to me that she took this amazing man, Chaol, and gave us Rowan to replace him with. And I'm supposed to be satisfied with that. I guess if Selena likes it, I love it, but I just don't feel like that's the man for her. Like, I know better for her. I know what's best for her. How do you know what's good for me? I just feel that way. I feel protective over Selena, and if I were her friend, I'd be like, this isn't it. He is toxic and you deserve better, and this is just your issues. I'm like saying all these things. I haven't even finished the series. There is possibly redemption for him in my eyes, but he has to do something major. And even then, I don't know. I feel betrayed. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Comparing, Chaol to Tamlin, like original love interest, I can see how some of the things that Tamlin said or did in the first book, I can see this character progression. It makes sense to me. The Chaol character progression is not making sense to me. I feel betrayed. I'm angry about it. And also, it's not even just that, but the new love interest. So, Rowan, ew, but Rhysand, ooh, like, he's everything. He was a little bit, you know, dark and broody and whatever at first, but not that bad. And he's actually such a sweetheart, almost a little too sweet. I kind of want him to like, you know, like get a little spicy again, like a little bit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not against like the Rowan, like big, masculine, aggressive, assertive guy, but not to the point where he's punching her. And then like, you know what else I don't like? It's not even just that. He's just so like rude, like, ew. He's so annoying. There's nothing redeemable about him. But anyway, back to Rhysand. He's so charming, so from the jump. And then everything makes sense at the end of A Mist and Fury, like Tamlin being the villain and Rhysand, all the sacrifices he made and all the things that he did, like keeping secrets from her and the bargain he created. Like, some people thought maybe that was possessive, maybe that was toxic. Okay, but now that we have the explanation, it makes sense to me. It's not weird. It's not possessive. It's just maybe possessive, but in a healthy way, in a caring way. He is so everything. Like, I have no words. I am obsessed with this man. I am. So Fair and Rhysand, I could not be happier. And I think that's all I have to say about that. What else did I read? I read Belladonna. That was the first book I think that I finished in a really long time. And I liked it, but I wish it was adult. I don't think I'm going to read YA anymore, you guys, because I need the spice. I really do. And no disrespect to YA. I know there's a ton of amazing stories there, but I'm grown. Okay, I'm about to start paying for my health insurance. Like, I want some spice. Like, I'm tired of the closed door crap. Like, okay, and I'm not even like an overly sexual person, honestly. I really am not. I can be a little prudish at times. I mean, I'm not prude. I hate people who are like so offended by like mentions of that, as if that's not why we're all here and like how babies get made. so I'm not prudy in that way, but it's just like, I don't need like the constant blah, 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 and then the lack of plot. I don't like that at all, but I don't want so much tension, so much slow burn, so much chemistry between the characters to fall to nothing. If they're asexual, then fine, then say that. But if they're not asexual, what are y'all doing? Again, I know it's because it's YA, but that being said, YA, isn't that like 18-year-old? Like, it has to be 18 minimum. So I'm like, can we get over this? Like, can we at least get a little bit into it? So I feel like Belladonna was pretty YA because it's very closed door. Like, I had to use my imagination, girl, but I loved the chemistry between Death and Signa. That's how you say it, Signa. The whole time I read it as Signa. I am terrified of death. That's something I have anxiety attacks about all the time. And I found that the book made me feel a little bit better about it. Kind of thinking of death as the Grim Reaper in a kind of way, as a person that hates to do it, but it is so routine for them because they've been doing it for so long. And it's just explaining it as if it's the natural way of life, and just kind of like seeing death as a person and being hated by everyone and feared by everyone, but they're a person too, but they're immortal. And just thinking about their life as an immortal sounds kind of depressing, just actually, like just any immortal person in any book ever. It's just kind of crazy that they live forever and ever and ever. And I almost pity them because everybody they love that's mortal dies. I don't know if that actually happens in this book. I can't recall right now if they have like mortal people that they cared about. But just thinking about that concept in general was comforting to me, and I also just loved the romance. I thought the mystery was interesting, and I am looking forward to the second book, but I haven't started it. I thought I was going to jump right into it, and then I started reading Throne of Glass. I'm not sure what happened. But now I find it hard because I'm like, how am I going to go back to the YA closed door stuff when I'm so obsessed with the adult genre? Again, it's not even that I'm like overly, some of y'all are probably like, girl, like get to bed or something, like, like you have issues, but no, I like the payoff. I like the release. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, and I think it should be normalized. And I think as an adult, I should be able to read adult things while there is still a good plot. Literally everything YA, good story, YA is amazing, but just adding those elements. What else? Am I forgetting something? Oh, Jennifer L. Armentrout. Okay, girl, thank you so much. Thank you for putting a spicy scene in the very beginning of the book. I'm not even talking about chapter 3. I think it's literally chapter 2. Thank you. Thank you. I am already obsessed with Hawk. That's what I'm talking about. That's an assertive man. Well, I don't know because I haven't finished the book. I'm literally barely into the book. Where am I? 16%. But like I said, it's so soon. I was reading the sample because I do that a lot. I'm trying to be better with my money a little bit. So I'm reading the sample before I actually buy the book. And literally, I did not even finish the sample. I bought the book because I'm sorry, it just gave. It gave, and I rarely do that. I gotta at least finish the sample, right? And usually at the end of the sample, it leaves you on a cliffhanger and you're like, okay, now I'll buy it. No, I bought it once that spice was introduced. And so far I am feeling Hawk. I like, what is her name? Penelope, but Poppy for short. I like her. I have heard that this book doesn't always like explain itself fully. Like there are some plot holes. Like I heard that her being the chosen, being the maiden is never explained. Like why her out of everybody? I heard that that's the case, but I don't know if that was said before the series. Well, the series still isn't complete. So I have heard some people say it's dragging on. It didn't need to be 6 books long. So we'll have to see how I feel as the series goes on. I literally just started it, so it's very exciting to me. I know a lot of people like the first book, but maybe not the second and third or the fourth and fifth. So I'm nervous because I feel like there's a lot of potential right now. I feel like, okay, if the reason why she's the maiden is not explained in book 1, that's fine. As long as I hope it gets explained in book 2, book 3. Because I also feel like I don't understand people saying stuff like that when sometimes things like that don't get revealed until the end, right? Was Harry Potter, maybe I'm totally wrong, but I cannot remember. I haven't read that since I was 12, but was it ever explained why Harry Potter was the chosen one? I thought that was just like something we knew. It probably was explained, but was it explained in book 1? I don't think it was. Like, there has to be something that keeps you reading, right? So I don't mind that, as long as it gets wrapped up well, as long as it's not dragging along and it's not getting boring and trite and all that stuff, then I am okay with it. So I'm looking forward to it. I really like Jennifer's writing so far. I started Fourth Wing. I don't know about the writing, y'all. I don't like when they cuss too much in the book. I cuss a lot, actually, but, and you can't tell by this video because I'm not gonna do it on YouTube, but I don't, it's just kind of like corny to me. It was giving more YA, maybe even teen, just based on like the cussing and kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I can continue based on that. And I have heard a lot of mixed things. Of course, I've heard a bunch of amazing reviews, but I have heard a lot of terrible reviews. So anyway, this was so long. I'm sorry, y'all. I wanted to make this short, but here we are. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I didn't spoil y'all. I tried to introduce that warning before, but I will talk to you guys in my next video. That is what I've been reading for January so far, and I'm looking forward to February. I might do a February TBR video, so be on the lookout for that. And please subscribe if you liked the video. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.